It's a Godwinson live news alert! You've been waiting for such a long time. There's been a content drought, ladies and gentlemen, but now I'm back. And I'm ready to realign a few things and bring back Kano and Nectar and above all, good old-fashioned entertainment. No longer will we allow Shannon Gaines to clean it up for Diddler Dax. Litter picking on the beach for Diddler Dax, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. It's done. We've had to come back and realign a few things that have gone awry in my absence because certain people haven't been pulling their weight. But we're back now. And we're ready to talk about everything. To talk about the shit show, the shenanigans. Because whilst there was a drought upon my initial return, mere hours ago, now there's a fucking holocaust! A holocaust of content! Yes! Let's go! You're ready for this! One to light it up, ladies and gentlemen! It's the stream of a lifetime! You've waited for 1 month for this! I've been locked away in Fire Emblem 3 houses! I've been a fucking artist! Living in a game! But now I'm back! To put the world to rights! I've got a pen now! And a mug! A fucking file! What? What is this radical reinvention of the format? Okay. We're done with the music. First off, right, I have to come in within, 3 minutes of me being active again? John Michael Kelly! John Michael Kelly! Comes at me. Well, he didn't come at me in real time, I have to say. In my absence, John Michael Kelly decided to fire up crazy streams about me, throwing these baseless accusations out, tweeting constantly about how I was evil. Okay, right. We'll deal with the spurk. First and foremost, I've just come in through the front door after a hard day's work. A hard day's graft, ladies and gentlemen. And now we've got this rope, this spurk. Okay, fine. That's absolutely fine. So I'll look at his videos. I'll see what he's been saying. His main issue of contention, and I'm not even misrepresenting John's point here. His main point of contention was that, Godwinson batted for Josh on the pedo question. I had assumed that the information I was being given in real time was correct. I'm happy to walk it back. Josh has done some crazy things, lied about his age, and as of, February this year, advocating for Lolicon. Okay, fine. Whether he's changed his mind now or not, it seems certainly very quick. It's a very sudden change of mind. Convenient, brought on by experience, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but there we go. There we go. So I thought, okay, John has some very valid points. I'll happily talk to John. I've got no problem with John. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to the Spurg. So I go onto his Twitter timeline. Oh, by the way, before, we have to talk about fucking Hef and ear juice. Clearly I gave up. Clearly, John Michael Kelly, the people's champion. It is not so, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not so. Blindingly obvious to all and sundry involved. Had I been around, I'd have happily debated John Michael Kelly. Happily, 100%. So yeah, no problems with fucking ear juice and Hef did us a fucking massive solid. Massive solid during the Ethan Ralph crusade. We wouldn't have had Rambot on the show. We certainly wouldn't have had Ronnie Ralph on the show multiple times. That just wouldn't have happened. The nose would not have been exposed without these kings. So yeah, no problem with that. And I actually do like their show. I actually do like their show. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. The IBS wannabes. The Brian Dunn Alogs. Yeah, they're actually funny, you know. And no amount of autists telling me, no amount of Brian's telling me that they're not funny, that they're Alogs, that they're Spurgs, and they want to resurrect Backyard Bloodsports is going to stop me from laughing, quite frankly. But there we go, yeah, so they're fine. Anyway, I go to John Michael Kelly's Twitter. How can I get a hold of this guy? Let's hash this out. Let's just do this. I go onto his Twitter, and the first thing I see is him tweeting to Matthew Vickers, father of the child bride, father of faith, broken man, a broken man. Him tweeting to him in a public space, "You raised your daughter to be a degenerate whore." John Michael Kelly, without any empathy, without any sort of human decency, just calling him out. And you know what? This, I thought, was completely unexpected behaviour from John. I thought John was this paragon of virtue, a moral bastion, the only one left in our times, to fully go on a moral crusade against the evils and wrongs on the internet. I thought that's John Michael Kelly's shtick, isn't it? No! Instead, he follows up these tweets with more baseless claims. Baseless, without evidence, nothing correct, pure assumption, conjecture, and schizophrenia, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just sat there like, well, there's a massive amount of hypocrisy here. Just hypocrisy. So, of course, yeah, that's fine. And I knew if I carried on pushing him, he's going to call me out. "Oh, Godwinson's too afraid to stream with me. Here, will he come on a stream with me? Or will he just be too chicken shit?" This is what he was saying on the Twitter. I just said, okay, sure, let's just do this now. Let's just do this now, John. Silence. Silence. I have to wait for 20 minutes. 20 minutes for John to fire up the stream. Now, in that 20 minutes, was he writing a script? I assumed so. I thought this guy was just going to be reading from a script. And that's honestly easier. It's honestly easier if somebody is reading from a script, because you can work out in the pauses as they're garbling the script that they've written what your argument's going to be. It's easy. You might as well just print me the copy off and send it to me. I think he did have a script, let's be honest, for the first minute, and then that had to be torn up and thrown out because he was exposed. He was exposed. My second problem just going in. So he lets me wait 20 minutes. I'm already just pissed off. This guy, tough man, John Michael fucking Kelly, son, the people's champ, who's calling me out all the time, who's calling everyone out all the time, and then when they don't go along with his autism, they're cowards. You're a coward, bro. You're a pussy, bro. Yeah, let's go, John. Let's go. You know, let's go into the ring right now. 20-minute wait. 20-minute wait. In the meantime, he's telling me, I'm setting up the stream. I'm setting up the stream. Now, did you see a high production value there that would have lasted 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen? Because the only production values I saw was fucking Lolicon! With children! Cartoons of children! So I'm pissed off. I'm just like, what the fuck? What on earth is going on? I'm just sat there like, so he's made me wait 20 minutes. And as a thumbnail to the stream, he's put a solitary image of drawn children. So I just go in and ask him, if this is Lolicon, John, I'm gone. I'm gone. What is this from? He goes something like, what? What? Explaining nothing with his answer, by the way, just explaining nothing. So, but already we're off on the wrong foot. We proceed. I'm not going to go into it. You can listen to it. It's autistic. It's fantastic, by the way. It's at least a bit of fucking entertainment in the drought, right? At least someone has decided to entertain a few people. Whoa! Whoa! What's happened, ladies and gentlemen? Has reality submerged into itself and decided to finally deliver some fucking content? Yes, that's correct. So it's entertaining, it's funny. What got me, right? I was pissed off that he muted me. I'll be honest, I wasn't necessarily pissed off as I was talking to John. I was having a good time. And if anything, I was just getting warmed up. Like, I was ready, perfectly willing to go 5 hours in the ring, toe-to-toe, with John Michael Kelly. 5 hours I was happy to do, you know? I'd heard that this guy had the most autistic stamina you've ever heard of. And you know what I like more than anything? I like autists with stamina, who can just not read any social cues, who will go along with the LARP, who will think that everything I say is amazingly serious and will take me... Well, we need to address that point. Yes! Yes, we do for 5 hours, John! I can't wait! And so just before I go live, right, in the 20-minute wait, I wouldn't have known about it, right, had he not left me waiting for 20 minutes. But this is his own sort of hubris here. This is his own mistake. He's responsible for this. In the meantime, someone DMs me on Twitter saying, well, Godwinson, you've got to realise that, John Michael Kelly will crack. He will crack. You push him too far, he'll crack. Well, what are you talking about? He said, well, look at this. And it's John Michael Kelly crying. The people's champ. The tough guy on me crying, right? No, I listened to it. I thought, I actually feel quite bad for John, Should I go ahead with this? He's given me 20 minutes, right? Should I actually go ahead with this? And then you know what I heard, ladies and gentlemen? I heard John Michael Kelly apologising with tears in his eyes to a man who's telling him, as he's talking to his face, that he's knee-deep in a tranny. Whoa! So he's debased himself. He's humiliated himself. He's crying. There are tears in his eyes. And he's grovelling to the person who is telling him, who is admitting to his face that he is fucking a tranny whilst John is crying. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I can be better. I'll change. That's what he was saying. I'll change. Help me be better. Well, that was 4 years ago, John, and you've not changed. You've gotten worse. You've gotten far worse. Because at least then you recognised that, it was misguided humility. No one should debase themselves in front of a person like that. But at least then you recognised to have at least a bit of humility in how you were going about things, John. Instead, now you've gone worse. So I'm watching this, and then I see you grovelling to the man who's admitting he's fucking a tranny. And then I know what I've got to do tonight. I go, okay, I'll take up the offer. I'll take up the challenge. I will break John Michael Kelly. I will make you cry, John Michael Kelly. You've made me wait 20 minutes. You've put this lolicon picture up on the stream there. And you've grovelled and debased yourself to this tranny. This tranny fucker. Even worse. So I was ready to go the full 5 hours, systematically breaking down all of John Michael Kelly's defences. I think I was getting there, past the first 20 minutes. It was going a lot quicker than I thought. I thought John Michael Kelly had stamina. I thought we were going to go through a fucking marathon of this. Alas. So I was ready at the top of the first hour to start bringing in shit that would just get into his mind. That would just fuck him psychologically. I was perfectly willing to do that. Because this guy deserves no respect. Subhuman. Insect. Pleb. So I was perfectly willing to do that. And this is where I'm pissed off. Because we finally get to the point where I'm ready to go. And he decides to turn down my microphone by 70%. So already, there's no point even talking to this guy. So I say, well, you're a coward, John. This is cowardice. And John just decides that this is fine. You can read his comments now. He's not stopped commenting. He hasn't stopped replying to comments, tweeting. In the 12 hours it's been, probably even longer than that, he's not stopped. He's not, and I'm not even talking about, initial, answers where he says, get fucked. Get fucked. These are essays. I could compile all of them and probably fill this folder and have more to spare. He's writing essays about how he won, about how he lives in this delusional world where he's a winner. And just because, here's the one thing I actually care about, just because he turned down my microphone by 70%, I could still be heard. Godwinson could still be heard. Yeah, if you strain your ear and maybe press it up against the fucking speaker there, maybe I could be heard. What a disingenuous faggot. Literal Ethan Ralph tactics. This is what they did to Jesse of all people. The thing is, Jesse stood for it, I didn't. You gotta turn that, you gotta try to be gay like that. Goodbye, John. You had your chance. 5 hours I was willing to go. Very few people get 5 hours. You had 5 hours. Alas, alas. What more is there to say? John Michael Kelly. Yeah, God, I did it because Godwinson, he was being horrible. Godwinson was being horrible. John, come on, man. He was being horrible. I was being horrible, really. I wasn't even getting started. I'm not even bragging. I just wasn't getting started, John. But there we go. So it finally took someone to just come along and deal with John Michael Kelly. Done. I'd have happily gone along with the op, by the way, and probably had Earjuice Hef been successful in delivering John Michael Kelly to me, we'd have gone the full 5 hours on Hijas. And I'd have gone the full 5 hours. Even with the fucking John Cena music. I'd have done it for fun. Sport. Alas, he's had his chance now. This man can't be trusted. Just can't be trusted. I mean, even when you're dealing with scumbags like Gator, or Ethan Ralph, or Sargon, you've got to at least have a few basic fundamental points where you agree. You know, don't bring up personal family details, right? You know, if you're talking to Sargon, don't bring up his mother. You know, basic human decency. Number 2, don't lower the volume of the other person's mic. Number 3, don't kick. You know, 3 golden rules. They shouldn't even be rules because they just should be innate and they're all, you know, self-evident truths. Alas, there we go. What I wanted to talk about next was Jim having cancer. Jim's got cancer. No! No! Daddy Jim! I need to buy all my merch now. I need to be a member of the Sweetie Squad now so I can be there, so I can get exclusive membership tickets to Jim's funeral. That's what I need to do. Now, I'm not being a bastard when I say that it's probably time to leave Jim out of a lot of things, right? I'm not gonna interact with a man who's got cancer. I'm just not. Are you? Are you? A dying man? Are you gonna waste a dying man's time by tweeting him questions? When you know that that question that he answers could be his last? Like, the man is sick. He's a sick man. He might as well be dead, let's be honest. But from here on out, like, Jim is a sick man. You know, I don't understand why he decided to announce it on Twitter in a quote tweet, as opposed to just telling his audience. That baffles me. And he's also been ill for a very long time. Years and years. I don't know how many people. I mean, when did he set up the Patreon? Right? I don't know how many people go, what, 5 years with cancer or whatever he's got and live. And if he has gotten that point, he's probably very ill at the moment. So that's pretty fucking bad. Jim's out of the game. Jim's too sick to play. He needs to spend time with Jade, writing his will, planning out his final days, doing his bucket list with Morgan Freeman, as opposed to just tweeting on Twitter. I mean, I wouldn't want my last moments of life to be spent tweeting about Black Lives Matter protests and the coronavirus on Twitter. That's just me. That's just me. But, you know, I'm not an internet boomer. I haven't been around since IRC. I haven't been, you know, swapping war stories with Shannon Gaines. That's just not happened. So, I'm not an old fag. I'm not an old fag. But what I am, by the way, just this last thing about John Michael Kelly. So, during John's sign-off, he goes, well, where were you during Gamergate, buddy? Where were you during Gamergate? Where was I during Gamergate? You know, well, where were you during Gamergate, buddy? As though I dodged the draft. Where were you during 9/11? Where were you during Nam, man? I've seen some shit, man. I was there. On the front lines, man. Gamergate. Get a fucking grip. You know where I was during Gamergate? Because I was around, as you all know. Like, I've been active since, what, late 2012, 2013? I was around for Gamergate, but I was the one person during Gamergate that was saying, who gives a fuck? All of this is shit. Total shit. I was the one person saying, right, this was my argument. It's still my argument now. I've refined it a bit more now, but my argument back then was, if it takes video games to make you politically active, then you're subhuman. Because I constantly hear from these Gamergaters, first they came for your video games, then they came for your liberty. No, Todd. It took a long time for them to come to your video games. Like, it took a long time to get to that point. They didn't just start with the video games and work backwards, Todd. A long line of freedoms being crossed led to Gamergate, led to various other things. But my whole contention was, John, Leo, and all these faggots, if the only thing that's going to get you politically active is if the evil SJWs come after your video games, you're subhuman. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's about ethics in video games journalism. You can all remember the debate I had with that guy. You know, I actually had to debate a guy who was all about ethics in video games journalism. Adam, don't you see? Adam, don't you see that, you know, these people are evil. So is Quinn is evil. Five Guys. Depression Quest. Ah. Monday Matt Capo, let's not forget, by the way. Monday Matt Capo, I had a fucking debate. You know, Jesus. Where were you during Gamergate? You've been horrible! Where were you during Gamergate, chat? Neat Samurai? Where were you during Gamergate, eh? Were you on the front lines with John Michael Kelly and Leo? Are you gonna die 50 years from now? Surrounded by your grandchildren as you're telling them stories about Gamergate? Or aren't you this autistic? Were you just simply watching a trash fire? Were you simply going, they're retards? And actually, Queen Anita, Zoe Quinn, the Saint, have been redeemed ever since. Because everyone, Matt, Jim, Sargon, the worst of all of them, they've all fallen into the gutter. And they're far worse than anything the feminist frequency was. Than anything any of these people were. Far worse. But it's the 9/11 of the internet. We need to tweet out about... We need to get Donald Trump to tweet Gamergate. And we've won. We've won. Even Ralph, right? Even Ethan... Let's give him this. Even Ethan Ralph recognises that Gamergate was gay. And actually Ethan Ralph is ashamed to be associated with Gamergate. Gamergate actually damaged Ralph pretty hard. He went to prison, right? So even Ralph recognises this. But there are still spurgs out there that think that Gamergate was not only righteous, was not only the best crusade ever, but was also a win. Gamergate was a failure. It lost, it failed, it died. Even the people like Mundane Matt, who built their whole career, right? Who built a YouTube channel and all of this nonsense from calling out the evil SJWs, they're in the gutter now. The empire was made of sand, and now it's disintegrated. But there we go! There we go, ladies and gentlemen! Right, I don't even know what to talk about next. Yes, tonight, hopefully, I can get Phantom to... where to begin? So, Matt Vickers watched my debate with John Michael Kelly. He thought I batted for him pretty well. He's decided to contact me personally and say, look, GODWINSON, I will happily do a debate with you. That's fine. Not a debate. I will do an interview with you. That's fine. We'll do this thing where you can send your questions and I'll respond to them. Now, what I want to do is for this to happen during the Guns time slot tonight. I will stay up. I want this to happen tonight. Hopefully I can get Turk to read out Matthew Vickers' responses, and hopefully Matthew Vickers, Mr. Vickers, the great man, don't boo, the great man, hopefully he will tweet in real time or send me the emails in real time, and then we'll get Turk to read them aloud. So it'll be like a simulated live conversation. It'll be a good show. Like, I know it'll be a good show. I want to do it on Phantom's time slot. Phantom's going to be stream sniping Ralph anyway, so I think it would be a good idea if I just do like a one-night takeover, right? On Phantom's channel. I think that would be best for everyone, because everyone knows where Phantom's channel is. They all know that he's going to stream live at 9:30 EST, and they all know that there's going to be some sort of show. Now, if Phantom just wants to watch Ethan Ralph and get bored out of his skull for 3 hours, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to press him on the issue. But if he wants the GODWINSON takeover! Takeover! Labor Day! Then, you know, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get Turk. let's get Mr. Vickers giving the proper interview. We're going to ask him some questions. I've been sent already, like 100 questions. Like 100 questions. I'm not even joking. I've not even looked at my phone or Twitter or my DMs since, but we're probably on about 200 questions now. So we've got a fucking massive show. I don't know if I'm going to have to filter the questions. I've seen some that are repeat questions, so it might be a case of just combining the two questions to bring out a better synthesized question, so I hope we can do that. Yeah, so tonight, 9:30 EST, the greatest show of all time! Yes! The actual interview with the actual dad, played by the fake dad! What's real anymore? Are we in the Twilight Zone? Have I walked aboard yesterday's Enterprise? Have I quantum leaped? Yes, all of those things have happened. We've got a synthesis of kayfabe and reality. What more do you want? What more do you want, people? I promise, whatever happens in my absence again, balls will not be dropped. Things will not be allowed to go stale. There won't be a content drought, which is what there has been. Nobody's been doing anything. Like, apart from what Phantom doing his stream snipes. And let's be honest, it's slowly killing Phantom, right? Phantom's a dead man walking, right? Every 3 hours he consumes, 4 in the morning, Amsterdam time or wherever he lives, that's just killing him. Like, it genuinely is killing him. We're watching a man die for no other purpose than to slightly irate Ethan Ralph, than to slightly piss off Ethan Ralph. And it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Aside from Phantom, like, what's been happening? Nothing. John Michael Kelly! Yes! He's going to carry on now, from what I assume. Writing essays, being a Spurg. I don't know. What I'm going to do, by the way, I've got no platform for which to put this up, this video. So I'm going to ask T-Clips if she can put it up. Give her a bit of fucking exclusive content for once. She's no longer a vulture picking over the bones, the scraps. You get some exclusive content, T-Clips! Shit! Is she laying eggs, ladies and gentlemen? Is she laying eggs? Can she not believe that Christmas has come early? She's finally got an exclusive video that she's not had to record off her phone on her lunch break because she doesn't want to miss the nectar. She's finally got something. But there we go. I hope it goes on T-Clips' channel. If not, it's on Crouch's channel. And if T-Clips posse's out, she's dead. Dead. Dead in the ground. Her chickens haven't come home to roost. It's not Christmas. There we go. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that people want me to cover? No. Yeah, tonight. Stay tuned. It's going to be a fucking great show.